Hey guys and gals, it's your boy JR, aka Lone Wolf Bushcraft. Hope you guys and gals are all doing well. Just light my candles here. Light my tea light candles here. Hope you guys and gals are all doing well. And I'm also going to have my wind chimes will be going on too. Here, ooh, that's a little hot. Oh shoot. I think I knocked that one out. I think when I threw that one in there, I think the candle wax put it out a little bit. Do 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 do. Do do do. See where the comments are at. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. Yeah, when I threw that last candle, the wax took it out. And I got to relight my candle. Cool. So, okay, got all my candles lit. Guys are going to hear wind chimes in the background here. So I got my wind chimes going, got my candles lit. I find wind chimes relaxing. I got my bottle of water ready. So funny, I got like a couple bottles of water and a couple Perrier waters. Yeah, I got another full bottle of water over at the other place. You think I was afraid I was going to get thirsty or something? That's funny. All right. So welcome to the Lone Wolf Bushcraft After Dark Live. Get your favorite beverage for this open chat, for this After Dark Live. So grab your favorite beverage for this After Dark Live. Hope you guys and gals are all doing well out there. This is your boy JR, aka Lone Wolf Bushcraft. And let's see what time it is. Let me check the time. Let me check the time real quick. I want to kind of pay attention to the time because I do have work in the morning. So I am going to pay attention to the time. It is 11 to 11:51. So it's heading towards midnight. So that's cool. Like I said, I'm going to keep an eye on the time because I do have work in the morning. But I really wanted to come on here live anyway, so. And yeah, I really don't promote my live streams. And I think that's mainly because I'm really a spur of the moment kind of cat. So, yeah. That's pretty much how I've been running my channel. It's pretty much spur of the moment. Um, yeah, I'm probably out of all the people on my YouTube team, I'm probably the one that does the least premieres. Yeah, I don't do premieres all the time, and I don't do live streams all the time. It's just whenever it really hits me. So, but yeah. And what's funny is I didn't even check to see if anyone else was doing a live stream as well. So I didn't check that. So, but like I said, it's I mainly do it spur of the moment anyway. And if any channels come in here, I'll make sure to throw up their comments and stuff. But hope you guys and gals are all doing well out there. Yeah, my most latest and most videos I've done on them have been my Ports of Arta and also my Sayulita. And I had a really awesome trip there. And yeah, I really miss Sayulita. And I also miss Ports of Arta. I was doing a little comparison. The place I was at in Playa del Carmen didn't have the kind of surf that Sayulita and Puerto Vallarta had, so that was cool. So the Vallarta trip that we spent in the Grand Palladium Vallarta, this trip was really planned. I mean, it was planned for the whole family, but it was planned around my daughter surfing. And the Grand Palladium Vallarta, if you got someone who's a surfer in your family, they can take out the longboard or any kind of board they want there, right there on the beach, and they can have it for 2 hours, and it's all covered. It's all included when you stay at the Grand Palladium Vallarta. So that was really cool. So if anyone's really into surfing, Vallarta, the Grand Palladium Vallarta is your place. Because like I said, you can grab a board 2 hours at a time. A lot of people don't surf for 2 hours. A lot of them just surf for about an hour. But at least you can take it out for 2 hours and it's covered. And then in Sayulita, Mexico, when we went there, it was really cool. It was the first time I rented an Airbnb in Sayulita, Mexico. And literally after I walked down to the end of the hill, boom, we're right there on the beach down in Sayulita, Mexico. That also was very supportive. If you're really into surfing, you can go right there. There's a surfboard place there at the main beach there in Sayulita. And it was pretty cheap to rent surfboards in Sayulita. It was pretty cool. What's up? How's it going, Deborah? Oh, it's right. It's morning where you're at in the Philippines. It's morning time in the Philippines. How's it going? Daddy Lone Wolf's doing good. Daddy Lone Wolf's doing really good. I'm doing really well. How are you, Deborah? So so the surf spot is really really pretty awesome. And you know what? I think I'm going to put the StreamYard in the chat in case someone wants to come up. So let me do that now. Let me look. How do I do that? Hold on. All right. I'm gonna put the StreamYard in the chat, so if anyone wants to come up, they can. So that'll be cool. Whoops. So that way, if anyone wants to join me, they can. So that'll be cool. So yeah, feel free to come up if you want, because I just pasted the StreamYard in the comments area. So whoever wants to join me can. So that's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, and I got to do a few lives from the Grand Palladium Vallarta, and I got to do a few lives in Sayulita, so that was pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Felt like I had two really unique vacations because when I stayed in the Grand Palladium Vallarta, they had three really cool restaurants that you could sign up for each day. One was Japanese, one was Italian, and the other one was Mexican. And then when we spent a week in Sayulita, Mexico, we ended up picking the Reuben sandwich place and also the La Rustic, the wood fire pizza place. So that was pretty cool. Like I said, I felt like I had two really distinct vacation weeks. And it was neat to spend 2 weeks in Mexico, so that was pretty cool. And also, before I came back to Mexico, me and my little family had to test. Before you can take a flight back to the States, you have to take a COVID test, and we passed, and so I got to come back to the States. But 2 weeks in Mexico was awesome. What's happening? How's it going? So during this live stream, I'll be showing people's comments. And mainly because I want people, if they play back this live stream, I want them to come and look at these channels. So that's pretty cool. And that's also my way of thanking these channels for popping in here, popping in the live stream. So yeah, man, if I ever do another 2 weeks in Mexico, I would love to do the same thing. I would love to do the exact same thing. I'd love to stay 1 week in a all-inclusive resort, and then I'd love to rent that same Airbnb in Sayulita, Mexico. That would be really awesome. I would actually really love to do that. So if you see down the ticker below, it's asking people to grab their favorite beverage, and it's letting them know this is an open live chat. Right now, I'm just talking about my trip in Mexico. But if anyone comes up and joins me, I'll, if they want to change the subject, that's cool. But for now, I'm talking about my time in Mexico, my 2 weeks I spent in Mexico, which was awesome. And if any of you have never done the all-inclusive hotel or all-inclusive resort, I definitely would recommend it because you know exactly how much your vacation's going to be. So that's pretty cool. For my friend, I have something to do. That's cool, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. So, yeah, it was really cool spending 2 weeks, and I'm glad I got to stay in two different places. I'm glad I got to check out the Grand Palladium in Vallarta, and then I'm glad I got to check out the Airbnb. The Airbnb allowed me to check out Sayulita, Mexico, so that was cool. And like I said, all I had to do is do a small walk up a hill, and boom, I was right there in my Airbnb. It was really, really cool. Oh, that's cool. So, and yeah, it made it really fun. I'm glad I didn't stay 2 weeks just in one area. So I think if I ever take another 2 week vacation, I would like to do the same thing. I would love to break up my vacation like that. So it was really neat spending 1 week in the Grand Palladium Vallarta Resort and Spa. That was really cool. And I got to create some cool content from that resort. And then after we finished up the week, then we stayed there. Our first week we stayed at the Grand Palladium Vallarta, and then the second week we took a taxi to our Airbnb in Sayulita, Mexico. And then now that one, you could watch your budget, but it's just a different feel than being in an all inclusive resort. Um, the cool thing is you have your pick of all kinds of different restaurants in Sayulita, Mexico. And I love that we were in walking distance to the beach, so that was super nice. What's up, Sean? Sean goes, "Hey, lone wolfie." Owen says that to me sometimes. What's up, wolfie? But yeah, man. Hopefully, my little family will want to do that. If we ever do a 2 weeks in Mexico, we'll hopefully that'll be the new thing we always do. We'll stay at a resort the first week, and then the second week we'll stay in Airbnb. It made it fun. It made it feel like I was on two really distinct vacations, even though I spent my whole vacation time in Mexico for 2 weeks. It was neat that I got to go to two different places in Mexico. It was pretty cool. But like I said, if you're kind of a budget person for your vacation and you're concerned about the whole, like let's say you were taking a week-long vacation, the Airbnb, they're offering all kinds. I'm sorry, not the Airbnb. The all-inclusive hotels and resorts are always trying to get people to come to these all-inclusive hotels and resorts. They have all kinds of packages, all kind of really cool deals. And I think for someone who may be budget conscious on their vacation, I would think they would really like the all-inclusive hotels and resorts. Um, for some people, it's not their thing. Like, and that's why I'm glad I did 1 week in the all-inclusive and the other week in the Airbnb, because I think some people would have liked the all-inclusive resort, and then some people would have preferred the Airbnb. And what's neat is I got to do both in Mexico, so that was pretty cool. Um, but man, I guess I really dig the all-inclusive hotels and resorts because everything's right there at your fingertips, and everything's covered, and you can eat and drink as much as you want, and it's just really cool, and everything's covered, and you already know how much your vacation's going to be. Where if you go to an Airbnb, which we did on our second week, your budget's really dictated by whatever you do at, or anytime you leave your Airbnb, what are you doing that night that's going to affect your budget. Basically, I really didn't think about budgeting when I was in my Airbnb. We pretty much, of course, we did visit two of our favorite restaurants in Sayulita, Mexico. We just kept going to. Once we knew we liked Reuben's, and also the place that's called the La Rustic, that's wood fire burning pizza place. That place was busy all the time. And of course, before we even picked a restaurant when we were in Sayulita, we walked around quite a lot of restaurants. And I just noticed that the La Rustic, it was always busy. There were always plenty of people for both lunchtime and dinner. And so I knew I had to try that restaurant. I had a feeling it was going to be really good, and it was. So if you are in Airbnb, no matter where you're at in the world, and you are walking around the place around your Airbnb, really try to pay, and especially if the weather's nice and it's outdoor seating. What's neat is you can walk by and you can actually see the food that's being served, and you could see the capacity of that restaurant. And that's pretty much what I did with the La Rustic. I could tell that the food looked really good. And of course, once we ate there a couple nights, I was hooked. I really enjoyed it. We also ate on the beach in Don Pedro's, which was pretty cool. That was pretty nice. But yeah, I had a really good time the 2 weeks I was in Sayulita, Mexico. Just super, super, super awesome place. Absolutely loved it. Totally loved it. Matter of fact, I didn't want to leave. I even told my wife I would El Salvador visit. That would be cool. They're running all kinds of deals, Sean. Um, and I'm sure they're doing that in El Salvador too. So, so do you guys have family in El Salvador, or is your better half have family in El Salvador? Is that why you guys want to travel to El Salvador? Because part of the reason I want to go back to Peru is because I got family in Peru. Hey, take care. Thanks for stopping by. Um, I would love to retire in Sayulita, Mexico, or even in Vallarta, Mexico. But more than likely, my better half will probably want us to retire in Peru, South America. What's up, Gene Ping in the house? Oh, there we go. Sean says his wife's family is in El Salvador. Okay, cool. So when's the last time you've been in El Salvador, Sean, or has it been a while? What's up, Gene Ping says, Daddy. Hey, what's up, baby sister? How's it going? Daddy Lone Wolf's doing good. How are you doing, Gene? Gene Ping and Sean in the house. Yeah, Daddy Lone Wolf's doing really good. So how long has it been, Sean? Um, when's the last time you got to be in El Salvador? I don't know if it's been a while for you. Oh, wow, since April of 2019. Wow. Yeah, I used to go back to Peru every 2 or 3 years. I mean, when I first got married, we tried to go back to Peru sometimes once or every 2 years. But I kind of like it when we were doing at least once a year. But then all of a sudden it got to be every 2 years. And then another time it got to be, we went back to Peru every 3 years. So whenever I do get to make it, and things are kind of crazy in Peru right now. So I don't foresee us going to Peru anytime soon. I'd like to go because we try to stay there real long whenever we do go because it takes a good little while to get there. So if I ever do go back to Peru, South America, I'd at least like to stay 2 weeks. Of course, I would even want to stay longer. If I went back to Peru, I'd love to vacation for like 3 weeks. That would be awesome. But I don't know if that's in the works. But I know I could save that much vacation. I would love to. I would love to take a 3 week vacation in Peru. The very first time I got to go to Peru, which was almost 30 years ago, I got to spend a whole month in Peru, and that was really cool. 2, 3 years at what my previously was. Yep. And like I said, towards lately I think for me and my family it's been every 3 years. But I kind of got spoiled because at first we almost started going every once a year, but then it got to 2, and now it's kind of like in the every 3 years. But I kind of feel a little guilty because my wife's family, all of my wife's family's in Peru. So I almost feel a little guilty doing this last vacation, the 2 weeks in Mexico. I feel pretty guilty not doing it in Peru. But my wife and my daughter really wanted to go to Mexico, so I was like, okay. So, but my family in Peru, we did not tell them we went to Mexico. So, but yeah, I feel since I stole my wife away from Peru, I feel like there's an obligation to try and make as many vacations to Peru. And that's my guilty conscience there, since I stole my wife from Peru, South America. But what's funny is I met her here. So she was doing the student thing and finishing up her degree when I met her here in the States, here in Indiana. So she was attending Indiana University. So and I met my wife through a Colombian gentleman. So and the rest is history. Had to ask her 3 times before she said yes. But man, the food's incredible in Peru, South America too. That's funny. You're feeling obligated. Well, when you I see how much time away she is away from her family. And I don't care how much FaceTime you do with your family. I mean, all my family's here in Indiana. I mean, I have some families scattered in Colorado. I have some scattered in the Dakotas. I think my mom has some relatives in Alaska. But the majority of my mom's relatives are in Colorado, and then some of them are in the Dakotas. And I think she even has some cousins in Alaska. But mainly, the majority of my mom's family is in Denver, Colorado. So, hence, that's what I mean. I grew up in Denver when I was real small, and then we came and settled here in Indiana. And then I stayed a Denver Bronco fan. But now I'm a big Colts fan as well as a big Bronco fan. You look cool, Daddy. Thanks, Gene. I appreciate that. I also shaved my face. Here, let me put my face near the light. You guys are so used to me seeing me with my beard. I shaved off all my beard tonight. So it's clean shaven lone wolf. So yeah, it was so funny. And no one could see my face anyways. I was wearing these masks. Oh, the cool thing now is at work, masks are not required anymore. Uh, I think all they're asking is anyone who hasn't been vaccinated, they're asking them to still keep wearing a mask. I've had both my shots for a long time, but I still wear both masks. But now it's not required anymore at my work to wear a mask. The only one they're asking to wear a mask are people that haven't had their shots. But like I said, even though I've had both my shots for a long time, I'm still deciding to wear my mask. I actually wear more than just one mask. I wear 2 masks while I'm at work. I mean, as soon as I step outside, I take my mask off. But once I walk into a building, I put on my mask. And like I said, it's not required anymore at my work. They just dropped that. Marion County was the last county here in Indiana to finally drop a requirement for masks. But if you get on any public transportation, and this is per order of the President of the United States, all public transportation, no matter what state you live in the United States, if you jump on a public transportation, it requires you to still wear a mask. So, but now at my place of work, the only ones they're asking to still keep wearing masks are the people that aren't vaccinated. So, but like I said, I've had my 2 shots a long time ago, but I'm still deciding to wear a mask. So the cool thing about it, it's voluntary now at my workplace. You're not required to wear a mask. So, Lone, what is your profession? That kind of reminds me of 300. What is your profession? Sculptor. What is your profession? Arcadian. What is your profession? Sculptor. What is your profession? Farmer. My profession is I work in public safety, and I do physical public safety work. So I physically go out and make sure things are secure. So, yeah, I'm a public safety officer. So that's my profession. But on YouTube, it's bushcraft, camping, and being an outdoors person. So I actually enjoy being a public safety officer. It's pretty cool. I actually enjoy it. It's a really cool job. Cool. What I like being in public safety is I work alongside. Hey, how's it going, Hong Kong? Sean, what I like being about in public safety or doing physical public safety work, um, what I enjoy about that is I work alongside law enforcement. So I work side by side police officers. I also work with EMS. I also work with paramedics. So yeah, being in the public safety, being in a public safety. Oh, that's cool, Sean. How is the host tonight? I'm doing good. I really wanted to come on here, Hong Kong, and do a live stream. So this is an open chat live stream. And Sean was just asking me what my profession was. I told him I was a public safety officer. And what's funny is my job's way different than what I do on YouTube. Yeah, my YouTube is the bushcrafting and survival skills and building a campfire, building a shelter. I do more building of campfires than I actually do building of shelters. But I know different ways to set up a tarp for shelter. And I know different ways to I know different ways to build a shelter with a tarp. Of course, I know how to set up a tent. What's neat is if a tarp is big enough, you can set it up in a tent formation. You can almost make like an A-frame tent with a tarp. And man, a tarp, especially a really, really big tarp, you can set it up in all kinds of configurations. Some tarp setups, you can set it up to where you can build yourself a long fire in front of the tarp. So that's pretty cool. A tarp is really versatile, probably one of the most versatile equipment I have, which is a tarp. And what's neat is you can buy them in all kinds of places, and some of them are not crazy money. Now, as far as sleeping out in the outdoors, I prefer a tent. Even though what's neat about a tarp is you can have a live fire going on in front of your tarp. But I really enjoy, I break out a camp chair, while I'm enjoying my fire. And, oh, wait a minute, I have a guest here. Let me bring my guest up. Let me add the guest to my stream. What's happening?
Hello, hello, hello.
How's it going?
Everyone, I'm fine. I'm eating my lunch.
All right. Let me pick the layout that I like. There we go. That's a good layout.
Hey, my brother from another mistress. How are you doing?
So what are you having for lunch, Hong Kong?
I have vegetables and I have some meat and rice.
Ooh, that sounds good.
So how are you, host?
I'm doing good. I was pointing out how the other channels have premieres and are good at promoting
I
their
had premiere last night.
Oh, cool. What was your
Yeah,
premiere about?
that's because I didn't finish the editing of my video about Syria where I have been the first
Oh,
time
okay.
I went abroad. I didn't finish the editing, so I just upload relaxing piano music.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
So
yesterday.
what was your first time in Syria like?
Oh my gosh, I was so nervous before because it was
Wow.
time. It was my first time, of course, to leave the country and to be in a strange places like Syria, Lebanon.
Oh wow. Yeah,
So it's not
when
it's not easy at all. It
yeah,
wasn't easy.
when my daughter first went to Israel, um, they sent us an email talking about how they're going to take care of the groups. And my daughter was, I think it was her junior year that she went to Israel, and she got to go to the Baha'i holy places in Haifa, Israel, and
Mm-hmm.
then she also got to visit the Baha'i gardens, and then she also got to visit other places in Israel, and she even got to have this really awesome evening dinner. Uh, she was looking over some historical site where she was eating in Israel. You know, she could have went and bar hopped with her some other people. Instead, she opted for this elegant dinner that was overlooking some really beautiful parts of Israel. And so I was pretty impressed to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, wow,
Hello, Cici, Deborah.
so so
What's that?
Syria? So what was Syria like? I mean, it was how many years ago was that?
Syria actually was a beautiful country, and they called it Holy Land also as well because they say that our Creator has been there before in
Right,
old days.
right,
So it was a really nice place, very cool. People are nice, even they are Arab people.
right.
But that was 10 years ago.
Wow, 10 years ago.
So 10 years ago, yeah, that was 10 years ago since the war began and until now. So it's
Yeah,
like
but
one
the
decade
cool
already.
right, but the cool thing is you got to go there when things weren't popping off like that. So that must have been pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good before until I finished the contract. It's like March. The war started 2000 March 15, 2011,
Wow.
and I was still there. And due to the circumstances, I have to go home. I have to ask the embassy, the Philippine embassy, to get me out of there.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, I cannot leave the old woman who I was taking care of before, because they were just two of them, and the daughter, the youngest daughter, was handicapped. She cannot talk. She cannot,
Oh
you
wow.
know. So
So
I feel,
did
pity with this old woman. Then I say, okay, I will give you another 3 months. But
cool.
it seems the things was really getting worse that time.
Hmm.
So I said, even all those kids like, oh, please stay, baby, stay here. I will give you some gold. I give you money. I give you gift. A lot
Yeah,
of
but
they offered me a lot.
your
They
life's
offered me
more
a lot.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
they
your
offered
life.
me a lot, but I said I will not. I don't want to go home in a box.
Yeah,
So if I
too
if
dangerous.
I will
Yeah.
not go home, if I will not go home, I
Hmm.
don't. I want to see my family. I said.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I give them just okay, just even 6 months, even 3 months, even 1 month. Please stay. But I can't.
Wow.
I said I don't want to go home in a coffin.
Right, right. You made the right decision. Wow.
Yeah, that was the most
Wow.
that's the experience that I can't forget, because that
Wow.
was really really you know.
Wow.
And my family, when I was there in the embassy for 3 days, my family cannot talk with me. I cannot talk with my family.
Wow.
And because it was really, we can
Well, for
easily go
safe,
out of
yeah.
Syria.
Well, for
Yeah,
safety reasons too, it's
yeah,
probably good not to have communication.
yeah,
Yeah. So now the current place you're in is in Hong Kong, right?
yeah.
And then what place were you in before Hong Kong?
After that Syria, I went here in Hong Kong 2012, because I
Oh
go home
wow.
from Syria. I go home last February 12, 2012.
So you've been in Hong Kong since 2012?
But 2015, I go home.
Oh, okay.
I rest for a while, and then I went to UAE, United Arab Emirates,
Wow.
and then after a year, I go home again and like stay for 3 months, and then come back here at 2018.
Now, United Arabs, that sounds like big money. That's probably big money there, right? Or
They have
there's
they
probably
have a
some
lot of
wealthy people there, right?
they have a lot of money, but they are just
Yeah.
giving us $200 US dollars per month. So
Hmm.
it's not good as actually.
Right. But I just when I hear that name, I think of money. I think of
Yeah,
big,
because
big. Yeah.
they are very rich in
Hmm.
in their resources, which is
Right.
the gas, the oil.
Right. I'm shocked that they didn't pay more, though. That kind of surprises me.
Yeah, you know who's giving big salary there? The Westerners. Even they are not the local Arab people. They give
Hmm.
more salary to their housemaid
Hmm.
than the Arab people.
Wow.
They are so also they are so mean. You know, the woman.
Yeah. Why? I don't
They
understand
are
that.
they are very jealous of the Filipino people.
Oh, oh well. Philippines are really pretty. Do you think that's what it is, or they're just jealous in general?
They are jealous in general. I don't know why. And when they learn that I'm from Syria, some people say, "Oh, it seems like they don't want me to hire because I've been from Syria. I've been from the war zone."
Oh, wow.
And they say I must be very, I must be very strong woman. They cannot handle me.
Right.
So when you experience such kind of experience you're from war, and you've been a survivor. Hi, my brother.
Hi.
Look at that handsome gentleman.
Yeah, his my brother is so handsome. You
Oh,
are too
thank you.
handsome.
No, you know
So,
who's handsome is this sunny bird.
Yeah,
oh, he is
the
handsome.
sunny bird.
I'm fascinated. This is the first time here of Hong Kong. This is what I love about open chats because I'm learning
Uh-huh.
more about Hong Kong. I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning more about her life working abroad. That's so cool.
Yeah, that wasn't working abroad wasn't easy at all.
Right.
Far
What's
from your
funny is
family.
before I met or before I started talking to all these live streamers from the Philippines, I got to see a really neat story, and I had no idea I was going to run into Filipino YouTube creators.
Mhm.
There's huge story came out. I can't remember what news organization did it, but they kind of done it in a documentary style, and it was all about Filipinos who work all around the world and who send back these big giant gift boxes to their family, right? And then
Yeah.
not long after that, I started running into Filipinos on Facebook, and then I started running into Filipinos on YouTube. But I think the reason I did it, I think the pandemic kind of squished the community.
Hmm.
More and more people started getting on Facebook and YouTube because of
Yeah.
the. I mean, I've been on. Oh man, I've been on YouTube since 2017.
Hmm.
But yet I didn't have that much connection within any of the Filipinos. But now it's this year's been kind of tripping out. But what's funny is a lot of you guys have known each other. Some of you have known each other for 2 or 3 years already, and
Yeah.
I still feel like the new kid on the block
Yeah,
because
I feel
I
like a new kid too.
yeah. So I
We're in the
feel like
same
the
boat.
new kid. Yeah. Um, oh my God, Brett seems to have known a lot of people for years.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
Exactly.
so I feel like I'm playing catch up. I don't feel like I'm competing with, even though some of you have known each other for 2 or 3 years. I've never felt that
No,
way. Whenever I make
yeah,
friends
because
with anybody,
we treat people the same. No
yeah,
matter how
yeah,
you are just
yeah,
came to my YouTube or whatever, we treat
yeah,
equally.
yeah, and it's a really good group of people, and of course, I participate in two faiths that talk about talking to people of all different nationalities. Both my Catholic faith had informed me that way, and also the Baha'i faith. It's pretty common for Baha'is to know people from all around the world.
But I'm avoided to talk about religion, politics, and
Yeah,
I don't
that's
I don't
cool.
I don't want to talk about it over
Right.
YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I was just touching base. That's how I know an
Mm.
international. But YouTube, actually, it's funny you say that. YouTube, yeah, I really don't talk about politics and religion on YouTube, but
Mhm.
I have a little bit in some of my live streams, just a little bit. But
Yeah.
but anyways, it's so funny that I saw this documentary, and then when I talked with you and some other Filipinos, uh, I'm not caught off guard anymore when they say, "Oh well, I I know I'm a Filipino, but I'm actually working," and some of them are working in United Arab Emirates, and then some of them are working. Like one person I was talking to, they work in Egypt, and then another
Mhm.
person, I think there were some Filipinos in Germany too. So they
A lot.
are all over the
Filipinos are
place.
over the world.
Yeah. And of course, they're here in the States. But the majority ones I interact with are not in the States. They're usually in another country. So, and lately, I think some of them are in Hong Kong, like you are.
Hmm.
So that's kind of wild.
I've been in Syria. I've been in Lebanon. I've been in UAE, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai, and in
Hmm.
Hong Kong.
And what's funny is since I hung around a lot of Persians, if I were to go visit someone in those countries, I'm so used to Middle East food, it wouldn't bother me one bit because I hung out with a lot of Persians.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty cool. I actually love their food. It's pretty good. But
Hong Kong, the
Yes, my brother.
employers you normally work for, they speak English to you, right? They don't speak
Yeah.
like Arabic or anything, do they?
We're
Like
in Arab.
in like Syria, yeah, like when you were in
Yeah.
Syria, were they
Yeah.
speaking English to you?
They speak in English, but when I transferred to the mother of my employer, my former employer there, she cannot talk English. So what I did,
Oh,
so what I did, every time she talk and every time we watch movies or television, so I have a notes. I have a big notebooks.
oh,
Whatever she said, I write it down and asking what's the meaning of this. So the same thing. So we
ah,
both learned. We both learned. She learned English from me, and I
you learn
learned
Arabic.
a little Arabic from here.
Cool. I like how Arabic sounds. Certain I've heard certain things, songs and stuff in Arabic. It's kind of cool. And
I
also
like Arabic
Farsi.
song.
Yeah, I've
yeah, I
listened
like
to
it.
some Farsi songs too.
Yeah, it's more like a tourist thing though, when in terms of
Mm,
liking it. Like I don't like it like I'd like rock and roll, but I
yeah.
like hearing
Right,
it, you
right,
know.
right. I know what you're saying. Oh no, man! I heard some Tagalog songs that were hot, man.
Yeah.
There were romantic Tagalog songs, and the
Yeah.
beat was awesome, and it was like kind of sexy. I was like, woo! So, and then,
Like, oh,
Seems
go
you're
ahead.
gonna dance with the music.
oh my God, there, especially since we deal with some Filipino singing streams, uh, and then I think I'll run into some streams that actually maybe if they're not singing, they're at least playing non-copyrighted Tagalog music. That's pretty cool.
That's what I did
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. So, so you went back to Hong Kong in 2015, and so
No,
when's the last?
2018.
Oh,
It was 2018
2018.
when, yeah, until now.
Because she took a break for like 3 years, huh?
Yeah, no, after the war in Syria, then I applied here in Hong Kong. And then after 2015, I go home. I went home, and 16 to 17, I was there in um Abu Dhabi in UAE.
Oh
And
wow.
Hmm.
then 17 to 18, I was like I started to process my papers here, and then from there on, 18 up to now, I'm here.
That's cool. So when's the next time you're gonna get to go back home?
I was looking next year, maybe when everything is fine here about the COVID uh, crisis. Maybe hopefully I can go home next year.
That's cool. So when you do, how long do you know how long you get to stay home for a bit or
Maybe 2 weeks, something like that.
did you
Yeah.
say just 2 weeks?
Yeah, yeah,
Hong
2 weeks.
Kong.
That's
Just
not
2
enough.
weeks?
You need like 3 months.
Yeah, yeah, I know it's not enough. It's not because here it's not like you are in Arab country. Because in Arab country, when I was there, I got a chance to go home, and it's like 2 months I was there with pay.
Oh,
But here
okay.
is not. But here is not Arab. Here,
I was
whatever you say in the contract, if you in 2 years you just have 14 days, or if your second contract you must
uh,
have 16 days or 17. Depends on your employer, but mostly they follow the what's on the contract.
I was kind of hoping you were telling me you were going to stay home for a month.
No, it
But you
wasn't. It will not
but you
be.
said 2 weeks. Wow.
But you could probably change agencies, but then you run the risk of not being employed, right?
If your employer, if your employer is a Westerner, that would probably be really awesome because they give a month.
Oh,
Yeah.
do they? Okay, wow. How hard is it to find a Western employer then? I
It's
don't
not.
know.
It's not hard to find
Right.
a Westerners, but
Yeah.
when you get used to one family, to serve one family,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know all their
You know their
behavior, their
routine.
attitude, you get used, yeah, the routine.
Yeah,
I
the
think
routine.
yeah,
It's easier. Yeah. And that's got to be tough getting used to a new folks and a routine.
yeah.
That's wow. And Hong Kong, can
Sunny.
I ask how old you are?
What's that?
Can I ask how old you are?
You didn't until now, long.
I didn't know. It's hard to tell anyways with a Filipino.
Yeah, because you look
Really?
so young.
We've been talking in Messenger, and you're
You
not asking me
you know
that.
why? You know you probably told me and I probably
You forget.
forgot. Yeah.
So guess what? So guess
So
what?
so you're
So
at
guess
least so
how
you're at
old I am?
least 21.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah. Always start low.
You're at least 21.
I
Oh,
cannot turn back the hands of time for that
yeah.
age
Well,
loan.
yeah, you don't have to say. I know at least you're 21. The cool thing, Hong
No.
Kong, I couldn't believe it. That one day I was gushing over you. You had you were doing a charity event, I think,
Oh yeah,
and you were just so happy. It was so cool. It
yeah. She was
just,
very vibrant during that time.
oh my God, I was just so happy for you, and um, I was just super super happy for you. It was super awesome.
Oh, thank
But
you,
I
That
didn't.
was
thank
But
you.
I
that was the first time meeting Shay's adventure too.
and I
That
didn't
one,
realize.
and no, it was not. It wasn't the first time when I did that
No.
Yeah.
for the breast cancer patient.
Yeah.
I think that was our third time.
Oh, cool.
Oh
But it was my first time watching you attend an event like that. And
yeah.
what's funny is when I was hearing what other people's reaction was to my gushing, I was like, "Ooh, okay, I got to try to be less gushing." But it was so cool because I was genuinely super happy for you. So, and I think,
You know why I did such kind of how what do you call this? Because I was in a point that I had my daughter died of cancer.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that. I'm sorry to hear that.
I didn't know that either.
so I didn't do anything when it was my daughter gets sick about cancer. So
Oh,
I thought when I saw this lady surviving and struggling about this cancer, and I
hmm
saw brother the word according to Jim from other channel, he got also leukemia, blood cancer.
oh
So
wow,
I feel like it brings back the memory of my of my daughter. So I said,
Wow.
why can I do something for them? Because I didn't do anything for my daughter before. So
Right.
that's the reason. That's the reason why I did that.
That is, yeah. And you said it was your third event you've done,
Yeah, and that
right?
lady that I
Yeah.
was helped with not a big amount was
Right.
getting better every day, and I thank God she's surviving.
Right. That's cool.
But the thing is, there's another, not only one, not only two in in that group, in that page that I knew they
Right.
have cancer. That's why I joined the like photo shoot for a cause,
Right.
just to help them.
That's cool. It's I guess I would not be a very good God. I would um I think I would spoil humanity if I was a god. No one would ever get sick, and bad thing about the world we get too overpopulated. I wouldn't let anybody die.
Yeah, you wouldn't be a Thanos where you'd kill off half the
Oh
population.
no. No. If
Yeah,
anything I would move mountains to I oh man, I would even transport people to other Earth-like planets if yeah. What's funny knowing the science, Thanos could have transplanted a whole bunch of people onto the other different Earth-like. Oh, it's only because I know science, but then
Yeah,
that would have ruined the movie.
yeah,
yeah, I know
yeah.
But
The
you.
universe is a big place. Yes,
yeah,
that's true.
yeah. Well, there's a book I'm reading. I haven't finished it, but this guy actually ran the numbers, and there are Earth-like planets. The only sad thing is they're too far away for us to reach. But the neat thing about we probably could send probes out to one day, maybe I don't know, maybe it takes several generations to see what, and I don't know how fast that information could travel back, or whether a thing could make it that far. But anyways, they've ran the numbers, and there are Earth-like planets like ours. They're just too far away for us to reach. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
that's
but
right.
but it's amazing though that I mean that blows my mind that there could be other life forms on a far distant planet but the bad thing about it we may never get to meet them, so
And we don't know
that,
what's on the other side of a black hole either.
well that too, yeah, that's been talked about in science as well.
There's a lot of unknowns that's on the edge of
Hmm.
There
our
could be
knowledge.
something there.
And you know what's neat, scientists don't give two craps about what we do know. They're more excited by all the stuff that they don't. They get more excited about, they do,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Sean, that what makes them go to the lab every day. I mean, I'm not a scientist. Just from what I read, that scientists, they say they actually
Right.
are more, which makes sense because they're hoping to discover the next new thing that we didn't originally know about.
But
So
it's a two-way thing, like because they've also have this, you know,
JF Kayabyab, good morning.
the there's things that we know in terms of like Newton's law, right? And
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
there's things that is concrete, and if you throw those things out, that there's a whole nother wrench in things, you know.
Right.
Sorry,
Well,
You know,
Sunny's
when I
really
was
loud.
my what's that?
Sunny is screaming.
He wants something.
yeah, you know what I dig about, I think I heard a really cool story. There was this guy that realized he had held this one theory for about 20 years. And he stood up in front of this class and pointed out to this other guy that had disproved his theory that he had held on for 20 years.
Mhm.
And this class all stood up and clapped their hands raw because that's what's so neat about science. Once things are finally proven in a certain way, it's just accepted, you know what I mean? Or either that or they rewrite a paper saying, hey, there's new evidence that it is now pointing to this. So that's what I love about science. It's not really set concretely. They're always
Hmm.
looking for new things to come out, and there's just other things in the world that just doesn't operate like that, but I like that science operates like that.
Yeah,
So,
there's things that are concrete, and there's things that are completely random, like black holes, right? Um, yeah, it's pretty
oh
interesting
man,
stuff.
my daughter read, this was from her high school textbook, right? Science textbook, right? And it was talking about these things, and I don't think they're molecules. I can't remember exactly what they were looking at, right? But
Quarks, like really
they were,
small things.
all I know is they were looking at these things, right? And I mean, for some reason, I want to say molecules or atoms, but I don't know if
Like
that's the right
particles
word.
of some kind, yeah.
Yeah, but the neat thing about it, man,
Molecules or tiny particles.
yeah, and check this out, man. These things don't have any brains, right? They're not an animal. They're not a living creature, right? But what's really weird is they will start moving in different directions if it's being observed. Now,
Yeah,
how?
that's pretty crazy.
And that just,
If they're
I
not
mean,
living,
my
yeah.
mind just went.
So, you know,
I mean,
science is my favorite subject before when I was in secondary.
oh man,
But
it blew my
my
mind.
knowledge is limited.
Yeah, well, mine is too. But when my daughter read that from her textbook, I made her reread it again to me. I was like, and it's still each time she reread it to me, it just blew my mind. It just
Yeah, some people try to explain things through mathematics, but
right,
some things just can't be explained by just one subject, you know?
right,
Yeah, yeah.
right. Oh, and in this textbook, they
I
still
was
couldn't explain it
I'm very
why
poor when
that
it
happened.
comes to theories. Theories.
What's that word you used?
Osang
Theory.
osang.
Cool. What's happened, Osan?
Osang Gavilino. Gavilino. Hi, Osang
Gabalino.
Gavilino.
First time meeting you.
Yeah, it's my first time also I
Welcome
see the
to
name.
Lone Bushcraft live stream.
Yep, welcome to the live stream. I sometimes get a lot of friend requests because on both my Facebook pages, they're used to promote my YouTube channel. So, so now I try to match them up with people that I'm already friends with. So sometimes I won't accept it unless I know it's already with a group that
Yeah,
I'm pretty familiar
exactly.
with.
I do the same thing, Lone.
Yeah. So, but it's funny, and I know why I'm getting them. It's mainly because I'm promoting my YouTube channel. So,
You know, I've got 350 friends requests in Facebook that I didn't accept.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
Well, here's the funny thing:
if I don't know them, I don't actually accept
yeah,
unless
here,
they
Right.
have we have common friends in YouTube.
right, yeah. Here's the
Yes.
funny thing: I'll even start to delete some of them because it gets to be too much. And especially if it only has one or two pictures, I'm like, okay,
Oh yeah, if they don't have picture, they don't have profile of their own, I don't
yeah,
usually accept.
I just go ahead and delete
They are
it.
just some
Right.
rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, that doesn't look good. They only got one or two photos.
Some are scammers.
Right.
Right.
So it was like, but now I'm matching up with people I've known for a while.
And when they are talking to me like interviewing my personal life, and then I say I'm not applying for any position in your life, so why you're asking me like that?
Oh yeah. Oh, I've been getting that too. Yeah. And you know what I do? I pretend that I got to go somewhere. I'm like, oh, talk to you, and then I never talk to them again. So.
And then the last thing I knew, he or she already blocked me after that.
Oh, and I love it when they do that because then I don't have to deal with them.
So it means they are not real, right? They are just
Right.
they are just up to something.
Right. So they actually do you a favor by doing that.
Yeah. And then after I see the message in Messenger, and it's like, oh, I cannot message him anymore. Then it's like, oh, thanks God. And then it will be that time that I need to delete.
Hey, JB Vlog wants to know if Sunny talks.
No, Sonny doesn't talk. He used to say, "What you doing?" and then he stopped saying that. I mean, we
Really?
haven't pushed
Wow.
him to say anything, but he does mimic sounds. So like
He just
he'll
scream.
yeah, he
I'm-
screams and he'll mimic my laugh. He'll go,
Oh,
Ah,
that's
really?
pretty funny. That's hilarious.
At least he learned
yeah, he's
just
very
to
smart.
mimic, yeah, to
Oh
mimic
yeah,
your song.
birds are super smart.
Now he's chewing my dresser. He's making a nest underneath my dresser.
That's pretty fun.
Hi, JB Vlog.
Yeah,
JB Blood.
every once in a while I'll pop on her stream and say hi to her. She's one of the new people whose streams I've been starting to follow. Oh, check this out, JB. I'm all clean shaven. I shaved the
Oh, you're so clean.
Yep, I shaved the beard
Yeah, I
off.
should shave mine off.
Yep. What's funny
There,
is when it starts to get itchy or scruffy, it makes me want to shave it off. It feels nicer though, being shaved off.
yeah, clean looking.
Yeah. Makes me look younger. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah.
Oh no,
Oh.
he kicked himself off.
Oh
I
my
do that
goodness.
sometimes. I'll press the wrong
Me
button, especially
too.
if I'm on my phone.
Not only once. I did it on not only once.
And
I did
Hatsters did
even
it.
just go back to the StreamYard, and sometimes I did multiply. I was like 6 on the panel.
Oh no, really?
Yeah,
I don't know why it did that.
the Osho was there in my live and Aris Chavez before. Then when I did the multiplication
Yeah.
in my stream, and it was like six Homo Explorer on the panel.
That was really weird.
Yeah,
You
because
went to go
after
hit
I
chat and then you
yeah
hit
because
the leave.
after I drop off myself, and then I think I log on again, and then that's the time that I was multiplied for 6 times. And the
Oh,
JB
Osho was
likes
so
you
funny.
without your
The,
glasses.
she
the, the
wants to
Osho
see
was
my
so funny
eyes.
before.
It's so
There you
funny
go.
when people request that. It's just that, and I do have blue eyes, I swear.
Tulungan mo yan, sobra.
There you go.
I
Yeah,
can
I
make
see
you
that.
1K.
Yep,
Okay.
you do
My
have
blue
blue eyes.
Don't
eyes.
host, I make you
I see
1K.
that.
Wow.
I have green
That's
eyes.
pretty cool.
You see my green eyes?
My
Oh,
mom
wait.
has green eyes. She's the only one in the family
Oh,
that
you
has green
can't see
eyes.
my green eyes.
Mm,
It's not
I'm
bright
a
enough.
brown one.
Let's see if you can see my.
Don't wet it.
JB Vlog says beards are attractive for her.
See my green eyes?
Oh, cool. JB says beards attractive for me, she said.
Oh, I thought she was talking about birds were attracted to her.
No, beards. Oh, she says she hates my glasses. These are really cool glasses. What are you talking about? Look at how they're different colors there.
Sunny
Look at
thought
that.
you were attracted to him, JB.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
He's like, where's JB Vlog? Hey, Sunny and I are the same color, see? We match.
You guys look better without those glasses.
Hey, Sunny. We're matching. I just got this shirt from my son's school.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you like my eyes, JB Vlog. Oh, that is a cool shirt. I like it.
I can't read it backwards, but let's see.
It says
says,
hope. Cool.
The tree is a rainbow of
Hope.
after every storm.
Oh, cool.
Oh, there's a rainbow after every storm. Sorry, the tree.
Oh,
There's a rainbow after every storm. So yeah, I guess that refers to the pandemic.
Oh, cool. JB Vlog says, I have lots of those glasses loaned during her
Oh
ultra
yeah, she
marathon,
runs.
but I wear them only under the sun.
Yeah.
Love your shirt, bro, Sean. What's up, brother Brett?
Hey, Brett. Brett Glasses in the house.
Yeah, I sometimes wear these to work, and then of course I wear them on my live stream. Sometimes, yeah, that's fun. That's pretty funny. That makes me laugh. But they have become my signature. Like, it's so funny that I pretty much have made them my signature. But
Where's
I
your
tell you,
Broncos hat?
oh yeah, I do have my Broncos hat somewhere.
Yeah, you
Got the Broncos hat going. I'm
You
trying
look
to.
like a kid when I wear my hat backwards.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that from, Sean. The I'm sure I picked it up somewhere. Why I do that? I'm throwing. I'm pasting my thing in case anyone else wants to come up here too. Pasting it in the chat. There we go. But oh my God, it's so funny though. I lived a little bit in Denver when I was smaller because my dad was in the Air Force. So, but man, it was cool. But we only stayed a short while, and then we settled here in Indiana. And then Indiana didn't have a pro football team, and I kept rooting for the Broncos. I like to say I rooted for the Broncos before John Elway came.
Yeah, I was a big 49er fan because I followed Jerry Rice and Joe Montana.
You guys are talking about sports.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, actually, I didn't hear. I was muted.
Hey, guys
I'm
and
listening.
gals. It is 1 in the morning. I do have work in the morning, but I'll talk
Yeah.
to you guys and gals
You don't have time to
later.
sleep, Lone. You
Yeah,
Go
always
to
take
like
sleep,
care.
that.
Lone.
Thanks to everybody who
Okay,
joined me
good
here in the
night,
chat.
Lone.
And
Yeah.
High five.
thanks for Hong Kong. Yeah, high five.
Welcome.
Thanks for Hong Kong and also for Sean T. Uber for joining me. You guys and gals rock.
You're always welcome, Lone, whenever
Yeah,
I'm free.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be with you, Lone.
it's much appreciated. I kind of do these.
Sunny the bird says, okay,
Yeah,
good
he
night,
says bye,
Lone.
Lone.
Sunny
You
saying
have to
bye as
sleep.
well.
Bye
Yeah,
bye, Lone.
I kind of do these at the last minute, but you guys and gals rock. But I
Mhm.
appreciate you, and I'll talk to you later. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Okay, take
Bye
care.
now.
Later, Gators.
Bye, my
Peace.
brother, Sean.
Take care. Take care,
Thanks
Hong
again.
Kong.
You guys take care.
Bye bye.
Peace. Later, Gators.